Greetings. Welcome back. Another familiar face, another familiar video. The old, uh, the old healing bard coming along nicely. Uh, First time I was leveling, or I am leveling as a mage that goes into the bard tree early. Turns out pretty well. Unfortunately, my newt is going to be the first skill that is not going to be that useful to me because it's physical damage and I'm a mage, but it's okay. I just hit 60, ready for the hell to begin. Well, I hit 60 like a couple hours ago, I believe, and I saw the floor 7 names, and I was like, no, I'm not ready for this right now. No, I came back. I came back. I gathered my courage, and here I am. Heads and tails. Gonna be some good heal power. I would probably prefer to go up here to get Boulder Slam, because I don't have an earth attack unless I use an earth weapon, which I guess I could, but it's not ideal. Okay, I already have a floor 7 piece from a dungeon keeper, because this guy would most of the time give you a free piece if you don't have any, if you go into the armor memory. But oh well, that's fine. Spec these in. The old half will, half endurance. Never let you down. Okay. But yes, so now that I'm at floor 7, few things. Dungeon 1. A bunch of scary dark elves, or I guess they're called Moondro in this game. Weak to fire, weak to air. But there's also salt creatures, which are weak to water and resist earth. So everything in that dungeon resists earth because the elves resist it as well. They are neutral to water except for like 2, which I believe are on floor 8 anyway. So basically, I could go with water because mage with water is much simpler, I suppose, because a lot of mage gear and really useful defensive gear is water. So yeah, that's that. I guess I can keep these sets though. I don't think I have anything. No, I'll do that though. Yeah, also these boots, these heavy hooves. I know it doesn't really matter. The negative one, water and fire, I tend to be a little iffy about because Dungeon 1, the elves, they throw water at you and it hurts. Dungeon 2 throws fire at you and it kind of hurts for the most part. But the defenses given by the boots kind of cover that anyway. But, call it placebo, but sometimes I feel like whenever I use these boots, I take like extra damage for some reason. Like more than I should. Even though the defense and magic defense should cover that. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll use them. And, yeah. Gonna try this out. The earth set is not looking too good on the earth power there, but that's okay. We have a lot of damage from the bard tree anyway, so our elemental power, while useful, not going to be that needed. Now, just know I'm about to go in to a brand new floor. Usually when you get to a new floor, things will kill you. Regardless. Past floor 3, like floor 4 and beyond, when you get to a new floor, it tends to tends to kick you around a little bit until you're a few levels in. Now the lizards in this dungeon, the dungeon 2, they are weak to water and fire. But some of them have a skill that reduces your earth. Or sorry, wait. What did I say there? Okay, we'll start over here. These lizards are weak to, water and earth. But they have a skill that reduces your earth power. Some of them do. So I kind of prefer to go in here with water. So floor 7 and 8, water is going to be your neutral sort of element. I do tend to use water on any character I am leveling at this point. That was weird. I tend to use water at this point with like warrior, or I guess I only leveled rogue once, but I still use water on it. But yeah, it's good in both dungeons. I think there's only one Moondrow that resists water, but again, I think that's floor 8. I could be wrong. But yeah, should go rather well, or it is going rather well actually. But dungeon 2 is kind of the easier of the two, I would say. The Moondrow in the first dungeon, they really hurt. Well, speaking of hurting, Conjurers hurt a lot because they use Bolero and they buff themselves with firepower. Luckily, he's got concentration as well. Luckily, did not get hit by that. And Durdur, the twins, usually kind of, hard hitting because it's a rogue, but nothing too major. Now the floor 8 version of this guy, Roas, that guy hits like a truck. But okay, good first run, but that is the easy dungeon. This one here, a bit less so. I think I'll use water, just because this water set is... Oh god, this water set is really good. Excuse me, but... Fire would burn them quicker. Although, counter argument, I only have one water skill to burst with my fire magic ball. Not to be confused with fireball. Yeah. Plus, I guess this fire set has more defense. Nah, I'll stick to what I know. Also, I guess I haven't really mentioned it so far, but these leveling videos I've been doing. You see my defense is over 200. That's kind of where I would prefer it to be at by the time you get to floor 7, because floor 7, people will start hitting like hard, like ridiculously hard. But if you look around, a lot of in-game builds tend to have like 300, which is not too far away from 225 that I have here. I guess what I'm trying to say is the good defense. I guess at some point you're gonna want some damage to go with it, because 500 damage at the end game is not anything at all, right? But I guess if in terms of just leveling priority, defense, and then go into damage. After you get to around, I mean, for me, my minimum is 300 in both defenses. If it's lower, then it has to have something to cover it, like really good heal power or elemental resist, or something like that. That was weird. I hit enter and then slapped at the same time, but oh well. Alright, Werewolf Darked. That's a debuffer guy. A rather tanky debuffer at that. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to kill it before that, because No telling. I guess Wind Wall will negate that a little bit. Uh, I don't think it has any elemental skills. That actually hit pretty hard against it. I guess I do have extra damage from Bard. That might be why. I'm not too sure, like, cause Windwall, that guy doesn't resist any elements, and he's not weak to any either. So it was kind of weird that I hit for half of its health. Speaking of half of, oh, okay, I didn't see who it was. Venomistress. That is one enemy that you will have to watch out for. Immediate poison blow. If I get lucky and she like buffs or something, or doesn't crit. Or I evade, that's fine. Okay, I forgot she has an earth attack. Yeah, you gotta watch out. She has a water slash, a fire poison blow, because poison blow is fire, and then the My Moon strike, which all the Moondro have, which is earth. So you gotta kind of make sure you don't get bursted by any of those things. I guess the slash and the My Moon strike are the things you have to worry about. Poison blow is light damage. I don't know if that applies to enemies when enemies have it. But yeah. Oh, I guess I was debuffed. That's probably why she hit that hard. Because I do have 200 defense. That is enough for floor 8 as well, I'd say. Maybe. You might want to try to get a bit higher than that, but it'll get you through floor 8. 200 defense. Yeah, that might be why she hit that hard. So let's see. Are you just weak to air all of a sudden? I probably should pay attention to the damage I'm doing. Okay, no. I just hit hard. I'm not used to that. Guard Spider. This is a mage tank. I believe the first mage tank in the game, if you don't count the mages that have higher than average magic defense in the lower floors. This guy lowers your magic damage and has a lot of magic defense. Doesn't hit too hard and heals a little bit. Yeah, that -2 magic power. That's harsh. At this level, that's pretty harsh. But it's okay. Okay, well, I'm not in immediate danger. So I'll go ahead and buff up. Go ahead and heal, why not? Really good burst heal because of my reduced defenses. Healing skills are more effective on lower defenses. It's a silver lining to that. Use my wind wall again. Okay. Oh, that's right. This thing is weak to fire, if I'm not mistaken. But it resists water, I guess. I think. I haven't seen its a stat sheet in a while, but I know that it is weak to fire. Okay, class the Evoker, I guess a pretty easy enemy because they tend to debuff and heal. Doesn't do too much damage. Okay, not bad. I've had a scary first encounter, but got through it pretty well. And oh, look at that. The first point in Bard. Now, I don't know if it's worth going into Bard this early. I guess getting Requiem would help, because that's a third heal, even though it's like the weakest heal in the game. Well, at least in solo. I guess having Lullaby and Karma. I guess Karma is pretty good, because I can get magic damage from Song of Storms and burst off of that. Boulder's Flame is really useful to have, just an earth skill, because a couple of the enemies in Dungeon 2 are weak to earth, and if you don't kill them quickly, they eventually explode, and that hurts a lot. But, okay. I mean, I'm trying new things, I guess. Having this many characters, you should probably try new things. Let's do one more. Okay, Saltal Watch. That is that is kind of a DPS tank. It's a tank. It's a physical tank, but it also has some decent damage output. Luckily, doesn't do too well against magic, especially water magic, because it is weak to both of those things. Uh, yeah. The mini guy, the actual DPS salt guy, that hurt a lot. My earth defense is lowered, so I guess that kind of makes sense. I go ahead and heal up here because kind of like in Grand Dungeon, you want to make sure your health is high at a certain point. I guess in the early floors of Grand Dungeon, you have to worry about it, but this is kind of teaching you that having your health high means that if you run into an enemy that hits really hard, that hit really hard actually, ow, you don't have to worry, or you can focus on doing damage instead of trying to get yourself back up to snuff. That's why finishing fights with Mystic Strike or even like just a counter skill for the shield is really nice. But yeah, that Celtal guy, I mean, I guess he's pretty easy for warriors, even though he resists physical damage. He doesn't hit that hard against an on-guard wielding warrior. But yeah, something to keep in mind. And also, you notice how hard I'm getting hit. If I had zero defense, I would have died like 3 times already. Yeah, that's why you always keep some around. Okay, now Ankara used to be a scary enemy, but I think she got nerfed because she's technically a berserker. I don't know actually. Ankara used to be really scary back in the day. I guess maybe she still is, and we're just used to the new horrors that await us in Grand Dungeon. Or actually, she probably just scary in the player-made dungeons actually. Well, her main thing is that she hits really hard with one of her skills, and she has a defense buff to keep her alive. But yeah, not bad. Also, I did say do player-made dungeons while leveling. I don't know if I would recommend doing floor 7 player-made dungeons, because those are difficult. Yeah, you see, this first enemy, that's a Moondro healer. That guy does not die if you're a mage. This whole floor is pretty bad. But it doesn't have the Werewolf Dart. That's a rarity. Everyone likes to spam that guy. Like up here, the third enemy up here. Yeah, I guess I could try it out. Yeah, I already leveled up. Uh, yeah, I don't really like the Bard skin. I really don't. Skeleton Mage? I need some more skins in the House of Tanks. Unfortunately. Oh, I forgot you get this on this floor. This is a really good ring. A superb ring that every mage, or I guess, yeah, it's just every mage just have. I guess even if you're not even mage, if you use water, use it. As well as a rather nice helmet. And getting all the good stuff in these boots as well. Yeah, I kind of forgot all this happens. I haven't leveled a character in months, so new things, I suppose. Not sure if that's gonna be better than this medium mark right now. But yeah, enough stalling. I don't like doing these at floor 7. Even though technically you should do it because it's more experience and materials. I prefer not to do these because they tend to just be painful. Like to the point where I question if the bit of extra experience and materials are even worth it. Now, luckily, I'm getting okay. Well, I was gonna say I'm getting kind of lucky with it not healing, but no, it just did. Oh, the priestess. Yeah. Hard to kill, especially as a mage. Oh man. And I can't be throwing air at it, even though I can burst with it. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is why I say it. I don't know if it's worth doing this, because I could just not and be alright. I mean, floor 7 is where the game slows down. I didn't see that it had fire damage debuff there. Floor 7 is where the game slows down, but you know, it will experience wise, like it takes longer to level up, or quite a lot longer than the previous floors, but man, I don't know if this is worth it. The 700 for one room. You know, usually good score. Oh god, okay, that hurt. Oh, I forgot. The Venom Mistress has Scorching Daggers and Poison Blow. Scorching Daggers is medium damage as well. So forget what I said about being okay to get hit by fire, because I forgot Scorching Daggers exists. Unfortunate, but yeah, don't do floor 7. Unless you really need to. Like, if you go in there for something else, like a material or something like that, otherwise I wouldn't advise it. Because you probably get like 1 or 2 enemies killed, and it's not worth it, really. But yeah, you can see. I mean, player made dungeons aside, still pretty laid back, pretty easy. Okay, I wouldn't say easy, but I'm getting through this. This is where people tend to turn around and leave the game. I guess that kind of happens at like floor 4, because that's where the game starts critting you often. But still, just to show, leveling not that hard, and from from the beginning all the way to floor 7, it's actually pretty quick. Like, you can get to floor 4 in a couple hours if you just do the dungeons like as they pop up, and the player made dungeons as well. And from floor 4 to 6, maybe like a couple days, maybe like a week at most. But yeah, from floor 7 to like Grand Dungeon, that takes like a couple weeks maybe. I guess I would take like around a week. Yeah, well, all I know is from level 1 to 100, it's about a month if you're active. But that's solo. If you're doing multi, a lot quicker, much quicker. I mean, the combat is slower, but there's no timers on multiplayer. But yeah, enough rambling. I'll see you around.